Tonight on EA Sports, Super Bowl 59. We'll see Drew Lock and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it will be the AFC champion Las Vegas Raiders taking on the NFC champions. It's finally time for the main event here in 2025. Away we go. It's Super Bowl 59. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of this Super Bowl will begin at the 25. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Carr right away going to look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
After the turnover, here's Lock, eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lock. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Locke exits on 4th down as Seattle sends out Jason Myers. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Locke. He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line. On play action, Locke. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Buying time to his left. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to extend their lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. To throw his car. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick-6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
Now Myers for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. That pick-6 just a moment ago. Things went from bad to worse. Look up at the scoreboard now. Not looking good here. We'll see if they can put something together on this drive. 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Carr. And his throw is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. He was trying to do anything. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 1st down, Carr. And that's complete to Adams. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 17-0 our score after 1. Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. A great play there. yards. And the Raiders are on the board here in this Super Bowl.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And it's 17-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Play action. Now it's Locke. He'll buy some time right. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing now is Locke. Left side complete to Lockett. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. His second catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. Locke off of play action. He hits his target, Lockett. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Josh McDaniels, he had his mind made up on that one. He disagrees, and he'll throw the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Now a play fake, and here's Locke. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They look to throw. It's Locke. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Now Locke. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. DK Metcalf, 45 yards. And the Seahawks continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. On that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And the ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. CD, that's the second time this half they put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Now it's Lockett. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's Locke. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Now it's Carson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. To throw it is Locke. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And the Raiders are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Here's Carr to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Carr. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable for Lockett. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Looking for Lockett, and he's got him working his way free across the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Block now to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lock. It's complete to Lockett. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll roll him out right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And the Raiders will take over here at their own 12-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Thus far, this Super Bowl has looked less like a contest and more like a coronation. And to call the second half, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
They find some open field here. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. 68 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run again with Carson. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down. Now to the air, Lock. He finds his man, complete. It's Holloway. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Clock now on first down. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett from 13 yards out. And the Seahawks are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now 24. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That second down play nets a -4. Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And that will be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kissed it on the ground.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's Carson. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Locke going to throw to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Penny. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So tack on 3 more, though it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great, too.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. McCarr finding his former college teammate Adams there for the Raider first. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they start.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
They run it with Carson. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. And quickly they get to the line. They go back to Carson here on 2nd. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. This is Carson. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Locke to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Locke. Leaves it for Penny. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Rolling to his right. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had 1 pick. Could have been his 2nd, but instead it's 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Working from the gun, it's Carr. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down. Now Carr. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. And with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 121 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw again on second down. Carr, he's going to find and complete it to Renfrow. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Carr now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Now Carr. It's caught here by Adams. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Davante Adams, 44 yards.
And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end. On offense. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They go back to Carson here on second. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. A lot going to throw it here. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Carson, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Lock, flush to his right. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will extend their lead even further. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. He's going to let it fly. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. And the Seahawks are the class of the NFL. Seattle wins the Super Bowl. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all off season, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.